Good morning. Come on in, say hello. I can't decide if I'm going to keep my glasses on because if I keep them on, I have to go out here so I can see you. Welcome to Tuesday's Thoughts from the Trails. Actually, I'm going to take these off. I thought I'd just find it easier out here. Tuesday's Thoughts from the Trails is brought to you by This Mind, and I do some of my best thinking out here. And I thought I started this series a while ago where I come on live Tuesdays and share kind of what's been going through my head because there's some gold that happens out here in these trails. And I wanted to share that with you this morning. Good morning. Oh, beautiful. Hello, puppy. And you get a little bit of nature out here too. It's just fantastic. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy. I am the CEO of Relationship Revolution, where we are changing the way relationship is done one conversation at a time. And yes, this is my morning look. I just stumbled out of bed. I'd like to say I poured myself a cup of ambition. There's an old song going through my head right now, and then headed to the trails. And today I was thinking about microdecisions. So I'd like to start with a quick story. And then tie the lessons from that into our relationships and into our role as a leader in the workplace and things like that. So if you're watching live, say hello. I'll just make sure I can see the comments. Whoops. I'm coming in with StreamYard, so if you're commenting and I'm not responding, it's because they're not coming through to me here. Let's see. I guess they're just supposed to show up. Okay, they're just supposed to show up. So welcome to Alberta in November. This is actually a beautiful fall, and that is not my thought from this morning. So we're going to go back to this morning before we get too deep into this. But for those of you who are wondering why the toque, it's -5 Celsius out, so you can see the rosy cheeks. It's chilly, and it's another great morning to be out and alive. Now, let's start with that story, shall we? And then we'll get into microdecisions. This is what I was thinking about this morning as I was walking in the trail. I know, so as a communication coach, I know the power of choice. I know the power of the mind. I know the power of our thoughts and how we can shift our world and our destination and our reality really quickly. And yet, I still get sucked into it because I don't recognize those micro decisions I'm making sometimes. So this morning, I'm normally an early riser. Let's just say that to begin with. I rise with the sun. And I've been noticing, if you have as well, that the sun is coming up way later than it used to. And so instead of getting up just after 6 in the morning, I'm now getting up at 7:30, 7:49, and it's still dark outside. And those moments, those micro moments when I'm making decisions about what that means to me, the story I tell myself, while innocent enough, they compound and then they create a bigger story. And this is what I want to share with you today. So let me know in the comments below if you are resonating with anything that I say today, but also what micro decisions have you made today that were maybe positive or negative. So the first thing I notice when I wake up is I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, it's after 7. Bitch. In my mind, you see what that moment is doing. It's setting me up and I'm already saying, holy crap, I'm late. I've missed out on part of the day. And in my mind, the best part of the day. I love getting out here at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning when there's nobody up, when it's quiet. I feel like I steal a little bit of the world that others don't get to see. I feel pretty privileged to be up and walking at that time. But when I say, oh my God, that's my first micro decision that I made in the morning. And we do this in the workplace too, and somebody has a problem too, right? You might say, oh my God, pay attention to these. And I set myself up to already feel like I'm behind the 8 ball before I get out of bed. Now, individually, that's a real quick resolution. It's like, okay, Tam, you set your alarm clock, get up earlier, get out of bed, don't lay in bed anymore. But the next thought is I roll over and I see how dark it is. I'm like, oh my God, it's still dark out. I don't even want to get out of bed. The second micro decision, in which compounds on the first one and makes it even harder for me to move forward into action and into motion because I'm now making other decisions to fulfill the first, oh my God. And then I'm like, oh, look at my clock, not my clock, sorry, my agenda. I'm like, oh, I don't have anything on there until 2. So it's another micro decision that is fostering my belief that I don't have to get motivated. I don't have to go to bed. I don't have to be anywhere. And individually, as I said, each one of those is nothing. They are simply a mindset shift that I need to make. But when you compound them so quickly, it becomes overwhelming and it feels like a destination. Now, it took me a while. Like I probably laid in bed for 20 minutes thinking, I don't want to get up today because let all those micro moments compound. And then I just had to make a decision that overrode every single one of those. It was like, well, I got to do my Tuesdays thoughts from the trails today. So I need to get up. This is something I enjoy doing. I need to get up. I have a message. I know there's going to be some brilliance in here when I get out there. I need to capture it. And so, boom, just like that, I'm out of bed. And all of those other micro moments melted away. They were no longer part of how I thought, but they influenced me for 20 minutes. Now, let's take those lessons and transfer them into the workplace. You are either a colleague or you have an employee or you have a supervisor. It doesn't matter your role, truthfully. Specifically, leaders have a responsibility, though, to create a culture in the workplace. So let's just say an employee has come to you with an issue and your first thought is, oh my God, can't they solve this themselves? That micro decision has already put you on a path that you're going to filter what they say to you through that lens of, oh my God, how can they not have the capacity to deal with this? Makes it harder to hear the full scenario, makes it harder to see where your role might be, makes it more challenging for you to step in and mentor and role model what needs to happen next. And then as they're talking to you, you think, oh my God, I have a meeting I need to get to. I don't have time for this. That next micro decision influences how you interact with them, how you decide to either end the conversation, postpone the conversation, maybe schedule it another time when you have time. But each one of those micro decisions is compounding how you can show up in the moment to help them through their journey. I'm not saying you have to be present in the moment. What I'm saying is be present and mindful of the decisions that your mind is making. They're micro decisions because they're happening in a flash. They are without thought. They are reactive thoughts. And then what we have to do is become self-aware. How is it what I'm thinking about this person is influencing how I am seeing them, how I am seeing them, how I'm being present for them. And you'll start to see this show up in every relationship, not just the ones where you're saying, oh my God, but every relationship, even the ones where you're like, this is my star employee. You will not notice anything other than the best in them. And you can become blind sometimes to some other things, oblivious to some other things. And so today's lesson brought to you from the trails in Alberta. Where's that sunshine? Oh, it's on the other side. It's on the other side of me, coming up behind me. Where is it? Anyways, it's there. Pay attention to those micro thoughts, micro decisions that you make that you're not actually consciously choosing, that you're reacting, and then give yourself some space to think about how that's influencing your interaction and how you show up and how you see the day and your role. Right? So the next time you think, oh my God, just that, catch it. And ask myself, all right, where is this coming from? What else could this mean? Why did I choose that response with this person? There's a lot of layers to get through, but that's the beginning. That is the beginning to start to change the direction. I often get asked, how do I show up as a leader? And, help and support. That's truly what people go into leadership for. I mean, yes, there's the title and there's some pay and maybe some benefits and perks that are drawing them that way. But truthfully, people go into leadership because they want to make a difference. And so how do you stay connected to that in these moments where you're thinking, oh my God? Those micro decisions individually can be shifted quickly with great impact. But if you let them continue to compound and you find yourself in this negative situation all of a sudden, unpack those micro decisions that got you there. That's kind of what I want to share today. Thanks for watching. My hands are getting cold, so I'm going to put my mitts back on and finish my walk and get back to my office because work is waiting for me there. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Any comments? Make sure if you're watching the replay, it is Tuesday, November 2nd. It's 8:50 in the morning Mountain Standard. So if you are watching the replay, just hashtag replay. I'll come back and check in on those comments later. Oh, and before I go, actually, here's a choice you get to make. And this is not even a micro decision, But here's a decision you get to make, and that is to join us in the Leadership Communication Expo. November 8th to the 12th, we're running a free virtual event where you are getting access to 20 experts in all things communication. I have to tell you, these are all pre-recorded sessions, and so I was able to watch them all and interview some of these people, and they are freaking amazing. The information you're going to gather, even if you watch just one session, if that's all you can fit into your day, you watch one session, you're going to learn something that's going to help you be a better leader, better communicator, better team builder, a change agent. That's kind of what we're looking for you to help you step into this leadership role that you've been called into. It's a calling, and in today's world, we need leaders like you to fully embrace that. And so, to support you, feedback that I received from the April summit, Dissolving Workplace Conflict, from the leaders, that's what's inspired this summit, this expo, this 5-day virtual event. Now, I will also share with you, I have watched them more than once because they're that good. And so I know it's hard to capture all the gold when you go through it the first time, and sometimes you need the message at the right time. And so I would encourage you then to I would invite you to consider the VIP pass, which is only $37 before the summit starts. The price will go up, but $37 will give you early access and extended access, so you can come back and watch these sessions again because they're worth it. They are worthy of a second and a third viewing to make sure you glean all of the golden nuggets that are available to you. And so relationshiprevolution.ca is where you go for that. I just thought I would add this in here at the end to share that with you. We are 6 days away from it going live. And so can't wait to share it with you, and I hope to see you there.